Sophia sat quietly by the window, watching the autumn leaves fall to the ground. The house felt still too still. It had been half a year since her husband, Michael, passed away. The laughter that once echoed through their home had faded into soft, distant memories. But through her grief, one person remained a steady presence: Ethan, Michael's son from a previous marriage. Ethan had always been in her life. Now 25, he was grown strong, kind, and quietly carrying his own sorrow. He never made a show of it. Instead, he threw himself into being there for Sophia, ensuring she never felt alone. Every morning, he made her favorite coffee just like Michael used to. Every evening, he sat by her side, sometimes just sitting in silence, other times sharing stories about his father. Without saying much, they shared a quiet understanding. It wasn't something either of them had expected, but it was something they both deeply needed. One rainy evening, Ethan set a warm cup of tea in front of her and gently urged, "You should eat more. Dad wouldn't want you to stop taking care of yourself." Sophia gave a soft smile. "And what about you? You're always looking out for me." He leaned back, shrugging. "It helps. Taking care of you, it makes me feel like I'm still making him proud." His words touched her deeply. Around Ethan, she felt a kind of safety, a calm she hadn't felt in months. The emptiness she carried was still there, but his presence softened the edges. Soon, their quiet rituals became something more: cooking together, watching old movies, sharing meals that no longer felt so lonely. The house, once hollow and too large, began to feel like home again. One afternoon, while going through Michael's old belongings, Ethan picked up an old baseball glove. "Dad used to take me to the park every Saturday," he said with a nostalgic smile. "Back then, I thought he was invincible." Sophia gently touched the worn leather. In many ways, he was. Ethan looked at her. Really looked. There was something different in his eyes now. A tenderness, a quiet strength. She'd seen it before but had never let herself acknowledge it until now. That night, lying in bed, she realized just how much she depended on Ethan. Not just for support, but for comfort. He wasn't just Michael's son anymore. He was her family. For the first time since losing Michael, she didn't feel so alone. Ethan had become the steady rhythm in her life. His gestures weren't big, but they were deeply thoughtful. Remembering how she liked her coffee, bringing her books she'd casually mentioned, the kind of care that made someone feel seen. One evening, while she folded laundry, Ethan returned from the store. "Got your favorite pasta," he said casually. "You didn't have to," she replied. "I wanted to." There was something in his tone, simple, sincere, that warmed her. It had been so long since she felt truly cared for. Their conversations deepened. They talked beyond the grief. She told him about dreams she'd buried, like seeing Paris, a place Michael had never wanted to visit. "You should go," Ethan said. She laughed. "It's not that simple." "Maybe it is," he replied. "You shouldn't put your life on hold." His words stayed with her. Who was she now, beyond wife and widow? One day in the park, as golden leaves swirled around them, he broke the silence. "I don't think I ever told you," he began, "but I was always a little jealous of you." She looked at him, surprised. "Jealous? Of me?" He smiled gently. "You made Dad happy, happier than I'd ever seen him." Her heart stirred. "He loved you, Ethan. You were his pride." "I know," he said. "But after he died, I kept wondering if we'd drift apart." She met his gaze. "But we didn't." "No," he agreed. "We didn't." In that moment, something shifted. He was no longer just a piece of her past, he was becoming a part of her present, maybe even her future. Sophia had always believed love followed a certain path: meet, marry, grow old. But life had rewritten that story, and Ethan, slowly, had become something she never saw coming. She started noticing little things. The way her heart beat faster when he was near. The way she felt a little lighter with him around. She tried to brush it off as gratitude. But gratitude didn't make her stomach flutter when their hands touched. One evening, sitting on the porch as the sun set, he asked, "You seem quiet." She hesitated, gripping her cup. Then, before she could stop herself, she said, "I'm thinking about you." He looked surprised, unsure. "Me?" She nodded. "You've been my anchor through all this. I don't know what I would have done without you." "You don't have to know," he said softly. "Because you're not alone." His words hit deep, not because of what he said, but how he said it. Calm, certain, devoted. She tried to convince herself this was wrong, just grief, just loneliness, but it wasn't. This was different. This was real. A few days later, as she stood in the kitchen, lost in thought, Ethan walked in. "We should go," he said. She blinked. "Go where?" "To Paris." She laughed. "Ethan, .. I mean it," he said, stepping closer. "You've spent your life caring for others. Maybe it's time someone cared for you." She didn't answer. Not right away. But she didn't say no. For once, she let herself wonder what if. She had always chosen the safe path. But looking at Ethan, she knew this time. She wanted to choose for herself. When they arrived in Paris, it was everything she had dreamed of. But even the sparkling Eiffel Tower couldn't compare to the way Ethan looked at her. "You're not looking at the view," she teased. "I am," he said, eyes fixed on her. "Just not the one you think." Her breath caught. "Ethan, .. this ... us, it's not what I expected." "Me neither," he said. "But that doesn't mean it's wrong." She had spent so long worrying what others would think. But in that moment, she realized love doesn't follow rules, it follows the heart. And as Ethan took her hand, lacing his fingers through hers, Sophia let herself stop questioning. For the first time in a long time, she wasn't looking back. She was exactly where she was meant to be.